Mic check. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, who some call Yahushua, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. I wanted to briefly talk about, I did just do the latest video I did, and I missed the point that, a very important point, in that. Let me go here to First Corinthians because I seen a lot of this come out too lately, and I kind of skipped over it somehow, trying to pull the verse of the video back. But it's in here. Do of not nature. Now is first off. Okay, right here, verse 16. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom. And a lot of us are taking it as, well, if somebody's mad about it, just forget about the whole thing. No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, if I'm saying this, and I'm saying, Paul's telling me to tell the congregation this. I'm telling the congregation that, hey, when you praying a private sign, sisters, you need to have your head covered, brothers. You need to have your head uncovered. If somebody comes to me contentious about that and saying that, hey, we ain't got to do that, then you let them know that you have no such custom. Whatever he's talking about, we don't have no such custom. They say, well, no, man, we ain't got to do that. We can do this and do this and do that, and then we can put the brim of the hat, as long as the hat ain't purple. We have no such custom. This is what we teaching. Okay. So somebody comes contentious, I'm going to tell that brother whatever he talking about, what he's talking about, we have no such custom. Not that we don't have no custom with this, because we're being taught this custom here by Paul. And he's not just saying, oh, forget about all this. He's just sitting here going through this stuff. He's writing this letter and then he's talking about, man, we just forget about it if it's going to make some people upset. That's not what he's saying. And we'll prove this. We'll look at comparative text. I know my brothers love that. 1 Corinthians 11:16 Bible Hub. If anyone wants to be contentious about this, we have no other practice, nor do the other churches. Okay. We don't have whatever you trying to teach us. We have no other practices other than what was just given to us by Paul. NLT. But if anyone wants to argue about this, I simply say that we have no other customs than this, and neither do God's other churches. All right. This is the only custom that we have no other custom. You trying to bring us into any other custom and argue any other custom with us? We have no other custom. If anyone is inclined to be contentious, we have no such practice, nor do the churches. If anyone is inclined to dispute this, we have no other practice, nor do the other churches. Now, if any is inclined to be contentious, we have no such practice. We have no other churches. The KJV, we know the KJV. But if anyone is inclined to be contentious, we have no such practice. Now, if anyone is inclined to be contentious about this, we have no other practice in worship than this. All right. And you see, they have to, get you to understand, because brothers is going to try to spin it like they spinning it. If someone is contentious, that means they're coming up with some other doctrine. They're coming with another doctrine if they're contentious. They're saying, nah, we ain't got to do that. And if they do that, you tell them we don't have no other such doctrine. And nor does the other churches. This is what we doing. If anyone wants to argue about this, we have no other custom, nor do the other churches. We have no custom, nor do the other churches. But if anyone wants to argue about it, all I have to say is that neither we nor the churches of God have any other custom in worship. If anyone intends to quarrel about this, we have no other practice, nor the churches. If anyone is inclined to be contentious on the point, we have no such custom, nor nor have the churches. All right. Literal translations. If anyone doeth think to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither assemblies of God. All right. So if you're being contentious, that means you're bringing another doctrine. And this is the only doctrine we're dealing with, is what Paul gave us in 1 Corinthians 11. I just wanted to say that real quick, because brothers have used that to try to say Paul is just saying, well, no, don't even worry about it, man. You know, it ain't that bad. No, that ain't what he's saying. He's saying if they come to you with that foolishness, let them know out the gate, this is the only custom we have. Is what I'm saying here telling you. But I did want to get to this because this is gonna bless some brothers. All right, this is gonna bless some brothers. Is it? No, it's verse 5 actually. And this is used. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to move this table. This is used. Let me make sure my face in the camera. Yeah. All right. This is used to say, verse 5, Leviticus 21:5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. All right. Now I'm telling you that you can shave your head. That is not a sin for you to shave your head. But it is a sin for priests to shave their head. Regulations concerning priests. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses, speak unto the priests and sons of Aaron. And that's why we have to examine the text, and we can't just be grabbing stuff. Here a little bit. You can't just be grabbing stuff. You need to know where you're grabbing it from and who's the audience, who's it talking to. You need to know some history and what was going on during that time, like chief priest was saying. But this is for priests, so this ain't gonna help him. You know, and again, I was talking about the hats, but a lot of brothers are teaching the hats because of their hairline. They're embarrassed of their hairline. I get it. I used to spray the little black stuff on my hairline, and then I just gave up on it. I have to say, you know, man, it is what it is, bro. I'm 40 plus. Don't spray that black stuff on my head, man. You know, but it does help. The little follicles and stuff, it does help. It works out. But you know, this was before it's gotten to the point that it is now. It's at a point now where, you know, the stuff stick down, but it was at a point, man, where, you know, that stuff was just spraying. It was, you get to sweating and you rub your hand, or somebody laugh and bump you too much, dump you too hard. You getting scared and nervous. I couldn't live my life like that. So I had to let it go, man. And then, you know, I just started growing my hair later. But I might have been doing this for maybe like last 2 years. Anyway, a lot of that doctrine is spewed from brothers having their hairline messed up. And this could save you, brothers, that you can shave your head. You can shave your head because you're not a priest. Now, you can play priest. And are you a priest under the Levitical order? What are the ordinances under the order of Melchizedek? But again, man, you know, y'all want to play that, y'all play that. You a priest, then you can't shave your head. Okay, you can't shave your head. All right, and this is what I'm talking about, the dispensations. Did Paul give the ordinances? We're in the dispensation of the church. Did he give the ordinances for priesthood, or did he give bishops and deacons, etc., pastors? Well, I don't know if he did pastors. But anyway, dispensation of the church. Y'all get what I'm saying? He didn't. Hey, if you want to be a priest, then you need to do that. That wasn't the case. But if you feel you're a priest, then you can't shave your head. But everybody else, they can shave their head. Now, before y'all try to flip out on me, we're gonna go to Leviticus 19. And we're going to look at the other passage. I forget what it is. Leviticus 19:24. Is it 24? No. 19:7? No. Oh, man. may have to look it up. Oh, here we go. 1927. All right, 1927. It says, ye shall. Now, who's talking? Who is he talking to here? The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children, all the congregation of Israel. All right. And so who is this? Who is this dealing with? All the children of Israel, the whole congregation of Israel. I say unto them. Okay. So we have the audience. We have who this is written for. Verse 27 here, it says, ye shall not round the corners of your head, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beards. Ye shall not round the corners of your head, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Is this the same thing as what we read in 21:5? 21:5 here? I don't even think we read it. They shall not make, who's the they? It's the priests. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beards. And if we go back, 1927, all right, 2 chapters over, y'all. It's the same writer, more than likely. Ye shall not round the corners of your head. One said you should not bring baldness upon your head. Now this one's saying you should not round the corners of your head. Neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Now you would have to define what are the corners of your head. And what does round mean? Let me look at it. Let's look at round. But whatever the round is, it's attached to the corner of thy beard. Round, not quap. To strike off skin. To go around, compass around. To go around, surround, encompass, enclose, to make the round, circuit, to make the round. It's used for compass, go around, go about, destroy, enclosed, kill, round. Let's see. They got the Thayers, and they got the Browns here, show all. Let's see if we can find it. Leviticus. Leviticus 19. Make round off, literally. All right. So it's of heathen rites. Evidently, the heathens. This is why this law is here also. Understanding the principle of these laws about not shaving your beard, not shaving your head. Don't shave the corners of your beard. Don't shave the corner of your head. That it was because it separated us. We were supposed to be a set apart nation. And I know we used to teach you, well, don't shave the corners of your beard because the Egyptians just used to have this little peak right here. And so they shaved the corners off. They only had the peak. We weren't supposed to be like them. All right. And how people have tried to define this. If we look, when they're trying to define verse 27, you should not round. So we have to deal with the round. It's like to encompass or to go around or to round off or to smite off. They said smite off with the skin or something like that. But it's in reference to the corners of your head. We have to define what the corners of your head are, and we have to define the corners of the beard. But when we look back at 21:5, they shall not make baldness upon their head. We have to say that there's a distinction here. All right. We have to note that there's a distinction here. Now, let me see if I can Jewish ponytail. What do they call that thing? Jewish ponytail. I don't know. temple lock. Let me say that. Let me do that. Jewish temple lock. All right. You'll see these little hats, they'll do that. Do y'all see that? They'll do that. Let me see if it gives some images. And, well, no. That's a literal lock to the temple. Let me see if we see that. You see that? And they'll shave the rest of their head. That's his hair growing back, but he doesn't shave. They'll shave the rest of the head, and they'll leave that lock hanging from what they think is the corner of the beard and the corner of the head, because they're not supposed to shave that. And that's why they have that lock there. Also, a picture of the phylacteries. We have to talk about that too. Is it law? You know, it says bind the word of the God to your hands and to your head. Is this the binding? Is this law? And we see that the Pharisees were wearing this also. We have to talk about that. Talk about it another time. Let's see two more images here. But this is, oh, well, that ain't get us there. This is, I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, that's for their little ponytail. But y'all see all of it. That's why they're doing that. All right, for that side lock. See there, they'll shave most of their head and just keep the lock. They'll never cut the lock. Maybe he can't grow a beard. But that's where they're getting this from. What? And I'm not saying they right. I'm just saying there's a distinction. I'm just saying, first I'm just giving you how they're interpreting that verse. Let me go here. Let me go back here. But we're going to have to decide, you know. I'm telling you first, we agree that these verses are saying two different things. Now, what is Leviticus 19 saying? You're going to have to define this. And I believe it's that area that, you know, that area should connect. At least right here. That's for me, that's kind of where I'm getting at, you know. And may have to look into some other sources. So just give me something basic, something milky. Ye should not round the corners of your head. All right. Where's the corners of your head? And neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. And that mar means to destroy the corners of thy beard. Now I'm gonna tell you this in One West Israelism. This used to be used. It's not used so much today. But I could be wrong. But I remember being taught that this verse means you're not supposed to get lineups. You're not supposed to edge up. That round the corners of your head meant not to get edge ups and not to get, you know, your beard lined up. And that's why you'll see some brothers, you're like, man, them brothers look rough, man. Them brothers don't do it. Because they're interpreting this verse as you can't get lineups. You can't get your beard lined up. You can't have no, yeah, you got a beard, but you got that little chin strap, you know. You ain't let it grow out. You know, you trimmed it and got the little goatee. You got the little goatee and the chin strap, got it all groomed up nice and cut and you know, you ain't seeing, brother. That's how they used to teach. But I'll leave that there. But you know, if you're not a priest, you ain't got to have the George Jefferson, man. And I know that's killing a lot of y'all's confidence. You know, a lot of y'all is going through it wearing the George Jefferson. I'm just here to bless you, brothers, to say, man, you don't have to have the George Jefferson out here, man. You know, and bring this, you know, if all my new IUIC subscribers, bring this to your leadership, especially one that has the George Jefferson and have them look into this. Bring this thing to what my brother name? Deacon Laba. Bring this to, don't bring it to Deacon Law. Don't bring it to Deacon Law. Don't bring it to the hammer, man. You might get kicked out of there, man. But bring it, you know who you bring it to? Let me tell you exactly who you bring it to. Bring it to Deacon Isaac. Give Deacon Isaac this video. Just show it to him. Just send it to him if you can. If you can find a way to get it to him. Man, that'll bless that whole camp, man. Brothers would be so happy. They would be jumping around in there, man. But what y'all think, man? Y'all hit the comments, like, subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one. Pray this thing was edifying. Shalom.